All right.
Ahoy and welcome to the show, the Captain's Quarters Podcast. There's my Navigator, Davey Longwood, my gunner, Hellfire Henley, and our special guest tonight is Farrell Flintlock. We welcome you to the show, mate. Cheers to you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
All right. And as always, when I take my traditional first shot of rum for the show, I like to share which one it is. And tonight it is Ron Marquis de Val. 8-year-old rum. It's really good rum. It's pretty smooth. You saw I didn't have to choke on that one. So that's pretty smooth rum. And as always, we like to share the rums that we have here. So we welcome everybody to the show. We thank you very much for being here. Tonight's going to be a pretty good show. I don't think we have enough time to do the whole show. So Davey, Mr. Longwood, be prepared. We might go over a few minutes.
Okay.
But it's our show. We can do what we want. Right there, Hellfire?
Indeed.
Indeed. All right. So let's do a couple of the quick things we want to do here. First, a more formal introduction of Farrell Flintlock. He is the helmsman of the Order of Leviathan, and he is the elected leader of the steering committee. And the Order of Leviathan has been in existence in the 2009-2010 timeframe, and we'll be talking more about the Order in just a few minutes. I also happen to be a member of the Order, second class, actually, 2012. But let's do a couple of the things to get it out of the way right now, and that would be the quote of the week.
Is it the quote, or do you want no? Oh yes, okay.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Longwood, for watching out for me, but it is the quote of the week. So the quote of the week, ladies and gentlemen, is something that, believe it or not, this quote is from the great Captain William Mayhem. That would be me. If you spend all your life being afraid of everything, you'll never experience anything.
Aye.
When I first started doing pirating, there were so many children that were scared of pirates. They didn't want to approach. They didn't want to be a part of what we were doing. And I love children anyway. And then especially in the museum can be kind of scary because it's dark and ominous. And so we thought, what do we got to do? Well, I do magic to bring the kids in. But then that quote came to my head about 2010. And I've been using it ever since. So the quote of the week is me, Captain William Mayhem, giving you something that I hope that you'll keep treasured for yourselves and use it when you can. And the question of the week. I thought in honor of Mr. Farrell here, we would ask people along the way, tell us your favorite pirate character. So Mr. Farrell, that actually quote or that question of the week kind of sits there throughout the whole show, and people will be chiming in and letting us know who they are. My favorite one, though, is, of course, most of the characters from Cuthroat Island, because I'm more partial to Cuthroat Island than I am to Pirates of the Caribbean. But yeah, when Gina Davis is involved, how can you say no?
Nice.
Aye. So I always tell people my 3 favorite reasons Cuthroat Island is my favorite pirate movie. 1 is Gina Davis. 2 is Gina Davis with red hair. And 3 is Gina Davis in a corset. She could be wearing a corset with red hair in any movie in the world, and it's still going to be a pirate movie to me. That's it.
There should be a 4th one, though.
What's
Gina
the 4th?
Davis is a pirate.
Yes, and she is a pirate. She was a damn good pirate, too, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. So that's our question of the week. So let's do a quick meet the crew. We normally bring one crew member in and talk about it, but we have something special that happened this past week. Yesterday, we had our second crew meeting of the year, and we nominated and picked some crew members to be part of the officers of our crew. Our quartermaster of this from now on will be Leon Sesla. Our sergeant at arms is Steve Kreider. Now, a little special note about both of them. They are actually reenactors. They are past reenactors of a couple of the communities of reenactment here in St. Augustine. So having them be part of our crew is an honor to have them be a part of our crew. But the real great thing about it, especially with Mr. Kreider, Steve Kreider is a black powder instructor for the Castillo de San Marcos. So our black powder qualifications are very well set. Our ship's scribe is Adam Lemons. You'll hear more about him as we go along. He's a big watcher of our show, and he's a great musician, along with his better half, Miss Christie. And then our ship's navigator would be David Longwood or Mr. Leopold. David, say hello.
Hey.
All right, very good. So that's meeting the crew. And crew adventures for 2022. The poster pops up and you'll see all the things we're doing. The crew is invited or involved in the Celtic and Music Festival. We have our big gala on June 18th. It's a Shakespearean festival. I haven't removed Pontchartrain Pirates yet because that's in Louisiana. I'm still in the air, but most likely will not be able to do it. St. Augustine Rum Festival in the summer of 2022. It is now moving closer to August. And we just got the approval that the St. Augustine Swashbucklers, the podcast, and Captain William Mayhem will all be part of the St. Augustine Lions Seafood Festival, which is not Seafood Festival anymore. It is now being called the Spring Fest. So we're involved in that too. And then, of course, you can see our Christmas Village is on track. So is our Halloween Village. And every Monday night, Captain's Quarters podcast. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. We are a busy crew.
Very busy.
I've done all that as quickly as I can. Believe it or not, I've done it all in 6 minutes. How about that? All right. Long John Silver in any form. Zachary Harker. That's a good pirate character and pagan pirate from literature, Long John Silver. A lot of people like Long John Silver. And, of course, from the movies, The Pirates of Cuthroat Island. I like it when people chime in. Mr. Farrell, are you able to see those when they were chiming in?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Very good. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Please, thank you. A little off-camera help here for my libations. Thank you very much.
Is that orange?
It's mango juice because of my cough in my throat. You can tell my voice. We've had a lot of tours. In fact, this week alone, on Friday in the Pirate Museum, we have 29 school tours in one day. So I have to keep my voice up. We had several today. We have 55 tours for the whole week. Very busy. Well, enough of all that malarkey. It's time to talk with our guest, the helmsman of the steering committee, or the helmsman of the Order of Leviathan, and the leader of the steering committee, Mr. Farrell Flintlock. Say hello, my friend.
Why, hello, everybody. Thank you for having me. Pleasure to be on board here.
Well, it's an honor to have you on board. We've met a couple of times in person. You've come to St. Augustine. You are all the way out in California.
For now.
Yeah. So can I tell people, or would you like to tell people why you're moving to Florida?
You can take a stab at it, and then I can correct you.
All right. That makes sense. Let's do that. Mr. Farrell is a talented artist for the Disney Corporation.
Mm-hmm.
And Disney is shutting down their artistry departments out in Disneyland, California, and moving them all to Orlando area. So Mr. Farrell is going to become a Floridian within the next couple of months.
Yes, that is correct.
Good. So,
My division of the Walt Disney Company is relocating to the Orlando area. So there's going to be probably about 2,000 jobs being moved out there, and I'm one of them. And we're looking forward to it because that'll get us closer to St. Augustine, which is one of our favorite destinations. We actually got married in St. Augustine in 2015. So, yeah, holds a dear place in our hearts.
and is Miss Red there?
Lady Red is in the back making some fine jewelry, and she may or may not say hi, depending on her abilities.
You just got a hello from Ransom Mayhem, who is my brother over in Panama City.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah,
The other
that guy. The other Mayhem.
The other Mayhem.
The other Mayhem.
Fun story about your brother. There was a retired police officer who's a good dear friend of mine, and he lives in Panama City Beach. And he actually, I believe, took like a photo with some pirate. He's like, I met this pirate, blah, blah, blah. And I looked at the photo and I'm like, oh, geez, that's Dell. Oh, man, another Mayhem. Mayhems are everywhere.
Mayhems are everywhere. And talking about the order and what we're talking about tonight, I could be wrong. You can correct me, but I believe I'm right on this one. My brother and I are the only actual real blood relations that are attached to the order.
Exactly. That is correct. We have quite a few couples, married couples that are in the order, but you two, I believe, are the first blood brothers in the order.
And I was inducted in 2012.
Yes.
That's the second class, and my brother is being inducted this time for 2022. So exactly 10 years apart.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of a cool thing to have too. So
oh yeah.
We've tried to get my brother to be a part of the order or with nominations for several times. And I will say this, not because he's watching, but I will say this. My brother is a very honorable pirate over there in Panama City, and he does a lot of charity. He does as much charity as many of our other pirates combined. He really is very much into the charity of what us pirates do. Mm-hmm. So it's a great honor to have him be a part of this now and to share it with me. So
oh yeah.
How about if I throw a few questions at you? How about that?
Oh yeah. Fire away.
If you're ready. How about this one? You've been a member of the order since when?
I am actually kind of a newer member compared to Mr. Mayhem here. I was actually inducted in the order in 2018 at the pirate invasion of Long Beach in California. And from then I instantly joined the steering committee as lookout, which is we viewed as like the entry level of the steering committee, where I oversaw a lot of the communications online and to that matter. And then in 2022, I was given the honor and voted in as helmsman of the Order Leviathan. So my office is being held for every 2 years. So each term is 2 years. We're allowed 2 terms each. So I haven't decided yet if I will run again. I will talk to some people to see if they want me to run again. And I will know soon. And I see Roger Allen, Proper Roger, ahoy.
Ah, very good. Glad he's online. Welcome aboard, Proper Roger. Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Farrell. Mm-hmm. I'll give you a public endorsement right now. I think you should remain to be the helmsman for another 2 years.
Deeply honored. Thank you.
So we have order members from all over. So let's talk about the order. The Order of Leviathan was started in 2009, 2010. They picked their first 13 in 2010 at Fells Point, which I happen to have been a part of, and that was a great event. It was my first time meeting Lycan, Talderoy, Matt Stagmeyer, Bill Chunky. I can't give you the list of all these pirates that were in this pirate community long before I had been a part of it, but it was such an honor to meet them. It was a wonderful weekend, and there are a couple. There is one specific pirate that is no longer with us, who's a great musician, and so here's one of my favorite stories of Fells Point, Maryland. She knew I was up there, and she knew that I did magic. And she was sitting out on the street during the daytime playing pirate music with a couple of her people, and they would stop. And when they stopped playing music, she said, Mayhem, do some magic for everybody. So I had to do a little bit of magic on the street, and then she'd play some more, and then I had to do a little bit of magic. So it was like a magic music concert. And I was so honored to be accepted by her because of her past and what she did. And it's wonderful. And I truly became good friends with her, and she's sorely missed. And I know that she, along with some of the others that we have in our order that are no longer with us, we will be ringing the bell for them at the order induction ceremony.
And the great thing about Cindy or Willoughby, we are going to be having her sword at the event, and that is turned into to be named the Willoughby sword, and we will be actually using that at induction.
Very
and that
cool.
will be the official sword of the Order of Leviathan. Gertie stuff will be bringing it from Canada because it's currently north.
Wonderful. That's even more
Yes.
honorable to do. That's a wonderful thing to do. She was a wonderful addition to the order. She was what the order actually means.
Aye.
Which gives me the segue into my next question.
Mm-hmm.
Tell everybody what the purpose of the order is, what the overall view or the overall trip is, the destination, the adventure.
So I'm going to quote Talderoy, the founding member of the Order Leviathan. He wanted to start this off as a social experiment. Get all pirates in high standing who do great work in the community, our master craftsmen, artists, performers, reenactors, just the cream of the crop of the community. And they, if they get nominated, and then we will all vote on whoever our view is the best of our view, and it's all voted on by our members. There's no bias. Everyone votes. It's all anonymous. One of our friends of the order will be the mediator, and whoever gets voted in by our peers is who gets voted in. But, we really want to shine and recognize all the pirates that go above and beyond for our community. From, Ron up in
Tennessee.
He was in Oregon now. Yeah, Commodore Kraken, I believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Who gives socks out to the homeless. He doesn't have to do that, but he's out there in the cold, donates gets all of them socks and hands them out to the homeless. That is so honorable, And then we have, like we have Mayhem. We have Captain Savage, who all came together to help this young child and make him feel like a pirate, where he went into the pirate museum with Captain Mayhem, and got the best tour in town, and then went on the Black Raven with Captain Savage and felt like a real pirate and made these children just feel special. And to me, that's how I feel what the order is. It's selfless acts of kindness in the community. And, well, we try to be, we're also pirates too, so we want to make sure that we're looked in the highest spotlight as well within season.
I've changed, and I say it once in a while. Jack Sparrow is famous for the saying, "Take what you can, give nothing back." I've changed that. I tell everybody, take what you can, share it with everyone. And it works well because we have so many pirates in our community that do that. And it just is the way of the thing. We here in Florida in St. Augustine, we're dealing with, not dealing, that's the wrong word. We're supporting and working with Give Kids the World, which is a big recipient of the order this year. Plus, Dreams Come True. We do some stuff here. The St. Augustine Swashbucklers do stuff with St. Augustine Youth Services. And these are children that have been taken away from parents. And these are parents that don't deserve to have children. Mm-hmm. So it's really, we're a lot of us pirates are working with children here. So it's a good cause. It was a grand and great idea by Talderoy himself. And I think his idea has expanded to something that's even bigger than I would guess bigger than he thought it would be. But I don't want to put words in Mr. Talderoy's mouth. He's a big man.
He's got, and I always say, he is a big man, but the biggest part of him is his heart. Yes, he's a big teddy bear.
Yes. So,
but don't let that fool you, though.
What's that?
But don't let that fool you.
No. I had a personal interaction with Mr. Talderoy at Fells Point in 2010, And that personal interaction when we first met, his actions secured my loyalty for the end of time. And it will always be that way. I will always be loyal to Tyler Roy and his vision and everything that happens. And that I won't say anything more. I'll just leave it at that. He has my loyalty. That's very, very, very important. So this induction is kind of special because it's not just 2022, it's 2020. Why?
Well, I think you guys all kind of known what's been going on in the world in the last couple of years. We've had this thing called COVID, and we were set to have the 2020 induction celebration at Long Beach, at the Pirates Invasion of Long Beach in 2020, but due to world events and everything being shut down for safety concerns and everything, we couldn't have that. So our members of the 2020 class never really were fully honored and recognized publicly to be inducted. So we are going to also have them be honored and be officially inducted into the order. They already are members of the order. They just haven't gone through the actual official induction process yet, just due to all the lockdowns.
Which requires all of these inductees to walk the plank, right? No, that's a different story. Never mind. I'll leave that alone. Yes. So it is going to be very special because 26 members are being inducted into the order. 13 already are members, but 13 more. That's 26 members. What is our membership numbers right now standing?
Right now, off the top of my head, we have some that are inactive or out to sea, but I would say at least about 105, I believe. We've actually gotten pretty high in our numbers. I'll can make an updated head count on that at induction weekend, but I believe we're hovering just under or just over 100 active members.
See, and if you consider that 100 members with spouses, and some of the spouses are not members of the order, but 100 members bringing one guest each, and we have some people that are bringing several guests.
Oh yeah,
300 to 400 pirates on this event.
Yeah, at this event right now, we're hovering around maybe 300. And that's as right now, because, pirates like to procrastinate and wait till the last second. But right now, we are standing right now around 300 pirates from all over the U.S. We have some from Canada, and it's going to be amazing.
Well, that just answered my next question, and that is that we have pirates from all points of the compass as part of this order now. It's not just the United States. We have a pirate from Brazil.
Miss Navigator.
Yeah. UK.
Yeah, we have two. We have Tony and we have Russell up in the UK, and then we have a few in Canada. We have our historian Gertrude Stubbs, and we all call her Gertie Stubbs, and she's actually on I believe. In the British Columbia side. She's on the west coast of Canada. And then we have Mark Forget, Captain Shmoo, and he's in I believe the Toronto area. And then we have Jeff Hiltz, who's actually an inductee as well. And
is he Nova Scotia?
I believe so. We have a Nova Scotia.
So we have pirates not just from California and Oregon, and we have pirates from Florida, from the Carolinas, from Tennessee. We have pirates from all over. All points of the compass are part of this, and it's been a grand journey so far to bring so many in. Pagan Pirate, looking forward to seeing some of my pirate friends from out of town the weekend of induction. Well, we look forward, Pagan Pirate, to seeing you here also. And we look forward to having you be here. It'll be a grand weekend, and that's one of the things we want to talk about. We've got quite a lot planned for the weekend. Let's give everybody a rundown of what we'll be doing for the weekend. Starting with Mr. Davey. I think I sent you one good graphic that'll show all 3 days. So Friday night, Mr. Flintlock, you go ahead and let everybody know.
So All right. Well, first things first is before Friday, on Thursday evening, Mr. Mayhem here is going to be offering one of 2 tours for the event where he's going to actually go through the pirate museum, the pirate treasure and museum. And Lady Red and I were just out there a few months ago, and we had the honor of actually going on one of Mr. Mayhem's tours, and it was amazing.
Well, thank
you. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. We went with a bunch of families. We were the only pirates there, with the exception of Mr. Mayhem. But he puts on a great tour, and I highly recommend it for anybody that hasn't gone on one of his tours and are coming to induction weekend. I highly recommend it. There's one tour on Thursday at 6:30, and then there's one morning tour on Saturday at 9 a.m. Is that correct?
9 a.m.
9 a.m. And that one's great because I would recommend when you get all ready, get in your best pirate gear for the induction ceremony. Just show up at the museum at 9 a.m. You go through the tour, and when it's done, you walk maybe 20 feet, and you're right at the induction ceremony. And I highly recommend it. And if you have any questions on that, just send an email or a message over to Mr. Mayhem, and he can get you all squared away.
So let me throw out 2 points about the tour. First point about the tour is that we're asking everybody that would like to come to pay to a PayPal account for your ticket in advance so that I can take care of it properly the way we have to, and you won't have to worry about it. If you're interested, please send me a private message, and we'll make sure you're on that tour. Second, and Mr. Farrell there will pretty much back me up here. I'm going to tell you things about pirating that some of you may not truly understand or believe in, because everything we know about pirates seems to be so much about movies. But I'm going to give you some tools to think about, to understand truly that if it weren't for pirates, we wouldn't be living in the democracy we live in today. So if that's a good teaser, I hope you'll come and enjoy the tour and enjoy my company at the St. Augustine Pirate and Treasure Museum. Is that a good enough teaser, Mr. Farrell?
Oh, that's great. So so now we get to the fun events of the weekend. So Friday, we're gonna be hosting a meet and greet where the Leviathan members can meet our inductees, plus also meet all the guests and friends of the Order Leviathan, so we can break the ice. So we all know each other before the weekend's main events, and it'll be at the Dog Rose Brewery. It's about maybe a 6 to 8 minute walk. Basically, it's like the same distance between walking from one side of St. George Street to the other on the walkway and the main walkway area. So it's not that far at all. And we only recommend that the first hour from 6 to 7 will be just Leviathan members and the inductees, so we can meet them one-on-one. And then after that, all guests are welcome. Anybody that wants to come and say hi, meet the steering committee, meet all the Leviathan members, have us meet you guys. It'll be great. And there's only one correction that we will have that on the flyer that I made. There won't be a food truck. The brewery said that kind of fell through, so they don't have an active food truck for that evening. So if you want to get a snack or anything before you go over there and take back some pints of ale, I would recommend it. And
that puts us to Saturday then.
That's this Friday, and then Saturday we got a couple little things happening on Saturday. So Saturday morning, like I said, 9 a.m. is the private tour with Mr. Mayhem before the museum opens. Hence the reason why we are sending him PayPal and Venmo before, so he can actually transfer all the funds to the museum, because the museum isn't open yet. He can get in. He can get in early. And get in early too. But at we will have our induction ceremony in the morning starting at 11, but we recommend you all getting there at 10:30 in the morning, because at 10:30 we will have a band start playing, and they are going to be playing for the first, I would say, 30 minutes or so, and it's going to be a real great event. Watching these, they've traveled all the way. Actually, drove. They're actually leaving this weekend to slowly drive across the country from Portland, Oregon. I call them crazy for doing that, but you want to know something? We welcome it, because they're going to be there, and three of the bandmates are Leviathan members, and we are just very happy to have them there. And the band will be playing the first 30 minutes. We will have the induction ceremony, and they will be also playing in the evening, or not in the evening, right after the induction event. And the band is Build Rats and Pirates.
Right.
And I'll be posting some video feeds of them playing, and it is fun. We have Catherine Larson, Shuhei, and Top Knot, all Leviathan members playing, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Do you have a question, Mr. Mayhem?
I was just going to ask, are they playing in the evening also, or
No, they will not be playing in the evening. They will be playing for the first 30 minutes from 10:30 to 11, and then whenever our event is over, after we induct our 26 members, they will jump back on and start playing again while we all celebrate. And that'll go till about 12:30 until we have to kick them all out so we can start planning the evening event.
Well, it's just important information, because Mr. Longwood is your sound tech, and it makes it easier for Mr. Longwood to set the sound for that crew, and then reset the sound for the crews in the evening. And you may go ahead with that now. Talk about Saturday night. Saturday
night will be the Grand Induction Ball, the Order Leviathan Grand Induction Ball. And this is going to be an amazing, fun evening. We open our doors at 5:30, and we will have the Rusty Cutlass Band start at 6 o'clock. And they will be playing off and on throughout the evening. And we'll also have Neptune's Daughters singing as well. And then at 7 o'clock, we will have a awards and recognition ceremony. We're going to be having some city leaders there. We're going to honor our fallen members that are no longer with us, our Fiddler's Green. We are going to have a bunch of other recognitions. We will have the Spanish royal family making an honored visit, and some other little fun things that will be going on. Plus, we will be talking about our two charities that we are fundraising for this event. We have Give Kids the World and Invest in Kids. We wanted to have a local charity as well. So Invest in Kids Inc. is a local charity to St. Augustine, where they help buy school supplies for teachers, and that helps students. So we will. And Mayhem, you can probably explain it a lot better than me.
I'll just put it this way: Investing in Kids is an organization that St. Augustine Swashbucklers has been backing for several years now, and it is one of our main directions for charity. And they help school teachers buy supplies, because, as we all know, school teachers don't get paid enough money, but yet they'll still take money out of their own pocket to make sure that they're taking care of the kids that they're teaching. So Investing in Kids helps them, and we help them. So it's a grand thing. And the local, it is a St. Johns County organization, and the big kahuna boss of that will be my guest that night, and we'll get her up on stage to say a few things to the crew and to the Swashbucklers and to the Order Leviathan and to everybody else, to make sure everybody knows that this is one of the things that we do. So. Yes.
Our other charity is Give Kids the World, and they're based out of Kissimmee near Disney World, and that's also another great charity where they house a lot of Make-A-Wish kids to go to all the theme parks there, and they really do help out and make a big difference. And those are our two charities. So every dime we make from this ticketed event goes towards charity. After all the bills are paid and everything, every cent goes to these two charities. Do you have a question there, Mr. Mayhem, or are you just
No, I'm playing with my lights. While you're talking, I'm just trying to see if something works with my lights. That's all. It was a curiosity thing.
But yes, those two charities are great. And thank you, Mr. Mayhem, for offering Invest in Kids. So we want to support local as well, on top of everything else.
Well, we one of the reasons that I really truly did push the order to be involved in this is I have a philosophy with all the events we do here in St. Augustine, and I would push all pirates in your community to do the same thing. This philosophy is this: keep local money local. That's very important. Whatever you need for your event, make sure that you're trying to get people that are local helping and be a part of your event. Supporters, charity, food, bands, money, sound equipment, whatever it is, keep local money local. That's how communities thrive and exist. And that's why we do so much for investing in kids. Thank you for that, Mr. Farrell, and for the order. Everybody else.
And you also, go ahead. You have one thing or can I continue?
Continue now, please, sir. I'm
sorry. Thank you, sir. No worries. So also, we will have at this event, the ticket event, a full bar. And we are actually just talking with Mayhem about possibly having a big, long bar and for everyone to enjoy. We will also have which I will ask Mr. Mayhem to answer this for me. We will also have a food vendor there as well, if Mr. Mayhem can give a little bit more details on that as well.
We have one of the food trucks is a Captain Scallywag. His food is listed as various pirate names, burgers and tacos, which are great street food kind of things. And he's very interested in being a part of what we do. He does everything in the genre of being a pirate. He's Venezuelan, which is also pretty important because there were a lot of pirates in that part of the world. And he loves being a part. He's been trying to get involved with the pirate community for a couple of years now. And when we reached out to him about 8 months ago, he was overly excited. And we have him being a part of that. He's also working on deals to have not just burgers and tacos, but he's working on some deals for some special kinds of desserts to be offered so that everybody can have not only dinner, but dessert to go with it. And of course, the bars are being set up by the Colonial Quarter people themselves. And we'll have that, as Mr. Farrell has said, we have a full bar being set up for the crew.
And cash and cards, so, it's not just cash only. So you can show that plastic too. And also, when the food will probably start being served around 6, and right just at 6 o'clock doesn't mean that you all have to just go and bombard them. They will be there the entire evening.
That's right.
If you want to see them in the right at 6 o'clock to get a snack, by all means, and then come back at 8 to get your belly full because you had a little bit too much rum. He's going to be there all evening. So
it's a several hour, 4-hour event that we hope that everybody will enjoy the drink and the food of the evening, but more importantly, the camaraderie of pirates. That many of us pirates talk to each other across these international internet waves, and now we get a chance to stand in the same place and hoist a drink and have a good time with everybody. That's a very important thing because it truly is a brotherhood and sisterhood of like-minded pirates. So we're very happy with that.
Right.
And I'm proud to share my city.
And one other great thing that we're going to be offering is we're going to have an awesome photo op there. Right off to the right of the stage, there is a Canon demonstration stage that we're converting into a photo ops area. So Shiver Me Pictures will be setting up there to take photos of whoever wants to take a photo with a Canon. And that evening, you're all going to be in your pirate's best. And nothing says pirates, like a cannon, a real one. She'll be offering. You'll have some cool Victorian chairs there that you and your +1 can take a photo with in between the cannon, or do a big group pose and everything. And they do printing on demand there. I believe it's $20 a picture, and then each additional photo is like $15 if you want a copy or something. It's a great company. Scarlett, who runs it, is a very sweet lady, and we are honored to have her there.
We've used Scarlett Deerheart for several of our other events. She's been a part of the St. Augustine community doing her photos. She does a great job. The best part is, if you think about it, you get to stand in place with a cannon, but you're going to have a cannon pointed at you to get the picture taken.
Nice.
There's a joke in there. There's a joke in there.
She heard us talking. She just commented on us.
Yeah. She's a big supporter of the podcast, and we've actually had her on as a guest of the podcast. And we love Scarlett Deerheart. And in fact, I will be actually having a drink with her next Monday to talk over a couple of other particulars for her event. Which one of the questions you asked me via message today about power, I will show her everything about power for that event for her that weekend. All right,
and
so that's taken care of.
So one other thing, and it's not really related to the weekend's event, but it is kind of. We are, if you haven't heard, we are on our Series 2 Order Leviathan rum. And that's actually what I'm drinking right now. This is Series 1. This is Lady Red's bottle that I've actually been sipping on a little bit too much. So she's, well, not really. You can see that there's a lot left. But yeah, we still have about, I would say, 15 or 20 bottles left of Series 2. I highly recommend it because once they're gone, they're gone. And, you know, pirates, either they will let you share a sip, but nothing really more than that. So right. I highly recommend. So if you go to orderleviathan.com, Series 2 rum, you can get more information on how you can actually get a bottle of our rum.
So a question popped up on the screen. Are we going to have any auctions or silent auctions or anything else going during the event for more money to be raised?
During the event, we are still working on that. From what I hear, there's certain laws and ways of how you can do silent auctions actually in the state of Florida. So we haven't really looked into it too much yet. We've actually been doing fundraiser raffles for the last year through Give Kids the World. But as of right now, we are thinking about it. I know that we are only a few weeks out, but maybe. That's my answer.
All right.
Maybe.
Good answer. A very good answer. So, and you can see it's going to be a fun-filled weekend. Pirates from everywhere. A lot of them coming in on Wednesday and Thursday. Many of them stay until Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. I know some. I've seen messages that are leaving on Monday and heading down to Orlando, not only to visit Give Kids the World, which is a great campus down there for the children, but also I understand there'll be some making an appearance at Disney World.
Aye. But before we actually do that, Mr. Mayhem,
yes.
There's another very important event that we're doing.
Sunday with
Sunday.
Crew of the 13.
So, actually, you actually just brought. I also want to thank the Crew of 13 and the Swashbucklers. But for the Crew of 13 are hosting the ticketed event, the Grand Induction Ball. They are hosting the event for the Order of Leviathan, which we can't thank them enough. So they are, their crew is helping with, they're going to have a bunch of volunteers to man the booths at the ticket area and putting the wristbands on, providing some security points as well. So we can't thank that crew enough. Also, I want to thank your crew, Mr. Mayhem, for all the volunteers that are actually helping set up the event. I believe you have like 7 or 8 members of your crew going to be painstakingly setting up on Friday, and then Sunday morning doing the same exact thing of teardown. And we can't thank you enough for all the help you guys are doing.
Well, it's only for a good cause. So my crew, and I know that the K-13 Crew of 13, they're into it too. It's for a good cause. It's for a good weekend, and it's very important to all of us pirates here in St. Augustine that we give a good show, a good face, and we let the Order Leviathan know that we want them to come here on a regular basis, which would be about every 4 years now.
Right. Yeah, I always call St. Augustine's the gateway drug. Once you come once, you have to come back because you have to get that feel again. It's the gateway drug.
So let's go ahead and talk about Sunday now. Sunday's a grand event. I won't be able to myself, but it's going to be a lot of fun for those of you that like black powder.
So the Roger Allen was kind enough to schedule and host this event. It's a live fire experience where you can get a chance to fire a blunderbuss or a flintlock or even a cannon.
And we're not just talking about black powder. We're talking about live loads.
Yes, you're actually firing ordnance at a mock-up pirate ship. So this isn't going to be just one of those where they're firing blanks. They're actually going to be firing projectiles at an event, which is awesome. Because what a better way to end a weekend of piracy and celebration, all that, is with the smell of gunpowder and blowing stuff up. I was gonna be using some profanity, but I know something probably not a good idea at the moment. But the live fire event is at the Saltwater Shooting Club, and it's about maybe 8 or 9 minutes away. It isn't that far. And it goes from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., 11 a.m. to noon. We want that hour for everyone to show up and get checked in. Anybody that's going to be there to fire a weapon, either the cannon or small arms, has to sign a waiver. You cannot do anything without signing the waiver. So from 12 to 1, that's when the cannons go off, and that's when they're going to be firing at the makeshift pirate ship. And from 1 to 3 is when the small arms are able to shoot. So if you want to fire a blunderbuss or a flintlock, I'm kind of partial to the flintlocks because that's my name. But for that next couple hours, you can actually fire there. If you plan to fire, I highly recommend you not wear polyester. That is very flammable. I also recommend that if you're a smoker, not to do it anywhere near the firing area. And also, anyone that brings alcohol on property will be removed because alcohol and firearms do not mix. And then from there, you're free about to go back into St. Augustine and have a great time and enjoy the rest of the weekend, because we don't want this just to be a celebration. We also want this to be a destination vacation, because there's a lot of things that you need to see or should visit, because St. Augustine is not just a fun place for pirates. It's actually a very historical city with a lot of very important landmarks there and attractions that Mr. Mayhem will actually talk about more.
So hats off to Roger, Captain Roger, Proper Roger of Crew 13 for putting the shoot together. He's very, very adamant about safety and proficiency. And if you want to shoot, anyone who plans to fire needs to send me their email address. We will send an information package. That's from Captain Proper Roger right now.
By the 20th. If you plan to shoot at that event, you have to email Proper Roger by the 20th. If not, bring your firearms there to shoot, you have to reach out to him by the 20th. If not, you're just going to be a spectator like me and fire other people's stuff.
And let me explain it so that people understand. One mistake in the city from a firearm or a sword or anything else kind of ruins the fun for everybody. So Roger is very adamant about taking care of the safety of everybody, not just the shooters, but the bystanders and everybody else. And it's very important that everybody submits to the idea that he's the man and he's running things. So make sure that if you want to shoot, you provide everything he asks you for, no surprises. And if everybody does what they're supposed to do, it'll be a righteously great time for everybody to shoot.
And you bring up another good point about St. Augustine. For all the people that have never been to St. Augustine or live in the area, if you're planning on bringing weapons like swords, firearms, real ones or fake ones, and you plan to wear them in the city, make sure they're peace tied, because the St. Augustine Police Department and the city leaders do not like when you pull out your sword or you actually pull out your flintlock and pose with tourists, or you run the risk of a kid running up and pulling out your flintlock out of your holster. That's happened quite a few times. So when you are going to induction weekend, just make sure all your weaponry that you bring is peace tied. And then also, Mayhem brought up a good point. If you plan to go to the fort, you can actually explain more.
So there's the fort. That is the oldest man-made monument in the history of the United States. It has been around, completed since 1695. But it is under the domain, the protection, and the running of by the United States government and Homeland Security. They do not let you bring weapons into the fort, whether they are real or fake. So please, if you want to visit the fort, you can show up in your pirate gear, but leave your weapons behind. Do not take your weapons there. They do not allow that. And it's something that you should know. And it's not because they don't like pirates. It would be anybody. Steampunk people show up or whatever else. They don't want weaponry of any type. I've gone to a few events inside the fort, and I've left my weapons at the Pirate Museum because I respect what's going on at the fort. So I would ask all my pirates to show the same respect.
I view it as more like you're also doing a tour of the White House. You can probably show up in your pirate outfits, see how far you get with a sword or a flintlock.
Absolutely right. Absolutely. And since we're talking about the no-nos, and let's get this one last no-no out of the way, and let's talk about a couple of good things about St. Augustine. Let's get this one no-no out of the way. St. Augustine is not like Las Vegas, Savannah, Tybee Island, or any other city where you can walk along the streets with an open container of alcohol. It is not allowed on our streets. So when you leave a bar, please don't leave a bar with a container of alcohol. It's just not, and the ticket fine can be as much as $250. I would hate to see any of my brothers and sisters get a ticket for $250 because you're having a good time. So just please remember that. It also, and there's another reason, not just the $250, but the police department can go back and try to figure out what bar you got it from, what bar allowed you to get out, and they can find the bar and they can find the bartender. Let's not be the reason that we have bartenders fired in our city, please. That's all I'm asking. Aye. So let's talk about good things, though. We talked about the no-nos. Let's get that out of the way. We're done with that. Let's talk about something that's very important. Having a good time here in St. Augustine. Mr. Longwood, do you have that map for me? Now, this map shows you where the Holiday Inn is that many of you are staying, but it also shows you where the fort is, where the Pirate Museum is, where the Colonial Quarter Experience is, and where Ann O'Malley's is. All of those things are very important for you to know. And Ann O'Malley's is like the rallying point of all pirates. If you get lost, go to Ann O'Malley.
It's actually the official pub of the Order of Leviathan in St. Augustine. You can actually see our sign up on the front window right next to the Mason sign. It was a big honor. Kelly, and it was a big honor for her to actually have our colors up at her business.
So that's the map of St. Augustine. There's the parking garage there. If you need to park there. Parking along the streets is not easy, and it can be expensive, but it's easier to park in the parking garage. But St. Augustine, between the fort, the Pirate Museum, the Colonial Quarter, Ann O'Malley's, and the hotel and St. George Street, you're only talking about 2 to 3 square miles of property to be walking over, so it's not that bad. And speaking of Ann O'Malley's, Mr. Flintlock
Hi.
does not Ann O'Malley's have a special going on with a keg of beer that's just been put in place just for
I'm
us?
not actually sure yet. That's in the works. I won't say anything until that's
Well, we'll leave it at that.
so,
There's a possibility, and we want all the pirates to frequent Ann O'Malley's if you have nothing better to do. And I will say this because I've eaten there. Ann O'Malley's makes some of the best damn sandwiches you ever want to eat with a flagon of beer. So make sure you're doing that too. So that's one thing to do. Something else you might want to do if you have some time on that Thursday or that Sunday or in the afternoon between the induction and the ball, take a trolley ride. Go on the green trolleys. I have tourists all the time that ask me, what's there to do in St. Augustine? Well, get on the trolley. And for whatever point you get on the trolley, ride the entire circuit back to the point that you got on and get off. Do the entire circuit. You're going to get an overview of all of St. Augustine, and they're going to point out things that you might want to visit. If you see something along the ride, then get back on, take the ride, get off where you're at, enjoy that piece of history, then get back on and ride to the next one. The trolley is perfect for seeing it, and you get to ride the ride, and they love having pirates on. So that's another one to do. Obviously, we've talked about my tour, and other than that, we should talk about the distillery and the winery.
Yeah, so there are two places that when Lady Red, my wife and I visit St. Augustine, we love the San Sebastian winery. They put on a great tour. You get some wine. And right across the street from them is the St. Augustine distillery that also does a tour. And you get a little sample cocktail, and you get to sample some of their spirits that they have there for free, which is great. And then on the second level, they have the ice bar, which is actually really cool. That place used to be a ice warehouse where they used to make ice back in the turn of the century. Well, last turn of the century. We're in a different century now, but which I highly recommend. Another really cool thing for all the California pirates that are coming out, especially the Southern California ones, San Diego is the end spot of the old Spanish Trail. Right around City Gate, you will have to look for it, is the beginning of the old Spanish Trail. There's a little monument, and you can see it, and that's the beginning, and San Diego is the end. And a fun story is when Lady Red and I were there, we saw this, and I messaged me mom. I'm close with me mom, like every pirate should be. And she was actually in San Diego, a block away from the end. So we both FaceTimed on that, these communication thingies. And we were at the beginning of the Spanish Trail, and she was at the end of the Spanish Trail. It was really cool. So that's another little hidden gem in St. Augustine.
One other hidden gem that you might like would be City Gates Distilleries, which is part of the St. Augustine Distilleries, but they're on St. George Street. And if you go there, they have about 9 different flavors of rum or whiskey.
Oh, yes.
When you wander through there, they give you a spiel on each one. They're not allowed to sell anything as far as drinks. It's not a bar, but you will get a small sample of every flavor they have. And then at the end of your little wander through, you can buy bottles directly from them. And it's flavored rums, flavored whiskeys. My favorite, if any of you are curious, is the orange spice rum. I love that one more than anything else. And that's also a good one to do. But remember, you're getting about 9 shots of alcohol.
Well, I would say half an ounce, but most of them aren't ounces or not half ounces. They're a little bit more. So when you leave there, you're going to be very happy.
You're going to be happy. And I've seen some people that are stumbling out the door. So that's a good one. And that's only 2 doors away from the Pirate and Treasure Museum. So these are the things.
Once you leave there, you go see Mayhem.
All right. So we wanted to make sure that there were some other things in this video to tell people to do, have a good time. If you have any questions whatsoever about fun things to do in St. Augustine, please do email me direct if you want. Message me on Facebook direct if you want. I'm honored to have, so far, 15 order members at my Thursday night tour and 15 at my Saturday morning tour. I'm very honored for that. I will say this because of all the work and setup we have to do on Friday night. Making the meet and greet may not be exactly an easy thing for me to do. So if I'm not there, I apologize, but I will be there all day Saturday, and we are planning on having a good time. Scarlett Deerheart just posted something and I just missed it. Can you repost it for me, Longwood?
Sure.
Thank you, sir, very much. And I will say this, if it wasn't for Mr. Longwood and Mr. Hellfire, I'd have problems with this show. I had the pleasure of doing that tour with Captain Mayhem, and it was great fun. Thank you very much, Scarlett. We appreciate it. Yes, every good captain needs his good crew behind him, and these are two of my good crew right here. So without them, this podcast would not be as great as it is. And speaking of greatness with the podcast, Mr. Longwood, let's brag a little bit about how good our show is doing.
All righty. Here we go.
We have 175 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty good for 3 months worth of work, 4 months worth of work. We have 4 sponsors already, and we have 4 First Mate memberships through the patron support website. So we're doing well. In fact, I will put it to you this way. Those 4 sponsors and those 4 members, the money that comes in from all of those, this show is paid for a whole year. The time and effort come out of our pocket, but there's no payment, but it pays all the fees for this show to actually be a good podcast for the entire year into January of 2023. We thank all those people for being a part of it. Do we have a poster that shows our sponsors and our providers?
Of course we do.
Of course we do. I knew you. There it is right there. Ladies and gentlemen, there's all the people that are being a part of our show, a part of our podcast, and a part of our crew and supporters. And on that note, I want to say something to any pirate crew that's listening. We want to dedicate one show, like we dedicated this show, to the Order of Leviathan. And I do have plans that we're going to do another show, maybe an after-event show about the Order of Leviathan and how well we did and how much fun it was, showing a lot of pictures and videos, and we'll do that probably in March sometime. But any pirate crew that wants to be a part of our show, we'd like to preview you, your crew, your purpose, and give you one episode to do something with. But you must contact us and let us know you'd like to do that. That would be a very big thing for us to show support for all the other pirate crews, not just in Florida, but all around the world. We already have plans to do that with a few others. Keep me updated. I'll put you on the calendar. Of course we will, Scarlett. Of course we will. So any one of the pirate crews that might be listening, no matter what part of the world you're in, you can see that we have Mr. Flintlock here from California, and it works well. And this is a good format, and we hope to utilize it until, well, I was going to say till the world ends, but I'm not going to say that. Because the world's not going to end for a while, so we're in good shape. The pirates will always keep this world a-running. Mr. Flintlock, is there anything else you'd like to tell anybody about this event and about the Order?
Well, first things first is if you guys have any questions, feel free to message us on Facebook. We have the Order Leviathan public page. You can always shoot us a message there. We have a Order Leviathan induction page as well. And any of your listeners, Mr. Mayhem, you can always refer them to that page as well if they can't find it. It's Order Leviathan induction celebration weekend, and we have all the updates are there. We try to keep the public page updated as well with links to that page as well. But if you guys have any questions on anything, feel free to reach out to us. Any member, Mr. Mayhem, myself, Roger, Proper, or if you guys have any questions, concerns, or anything, we are more than happy to help it out and address it. And one other last thing I actually forgot to mention, the owners of Anomalies is actually building the makeshift pirate ship that we're going to be shooting at on Sunday. So thank you very much for them for donating a ship for us to blow up. Because you know what? Cool. We love shooting at stuff.
Anomalies is one of my favorite places to go.
Yeah,
it's on the way for any of you when you find out you're here. When you're leaving St. George Street and heading to the parking garage, Animales is like the last stop on your walk to the parking garage.
It's right next to the city gates.
Yes, absolutely, and the city gates. So we want other crews to be involved. We have plans, and I've already set in motion many of our other episodes coming up, but we'd love to have other crews involved. Doesn't matter where you're at in the world, ladies and gentlemen. Send us a message. Get involved with us. This weekend coming up for the Leviathan, which is the last weekend in February, will be the pirate event of the year. And I'm proud to be a part of it. I'm proud to be a member of the Order of Leviathan. I almost said swashbucklers, and I run that. I'm proud to be a member of the Order of Leviathan. I've been so since 2012, and it is a good order, and it has good purpose, good cause, and good people. So we hope that everybody will come out and have a good time. I think we've probably hit everything. Have I missed anything, Mr.
Yes.
Longwood? You're my navigator. What did I miss?
This week, the week in history.
Oh, that's right. And you make a great video for that. So, ladies and gentlemen, because we do talk about history once in a while, it is time for This Week in History. Great bits and pieces of history, Mr. Longwood. I want to add a couple more. I had just a couple that popped up on my screen over the week, and I'd like to share a couple with you because some of them are pretty important. February 2nd, 1992, This Week in History, the Cold War ends, ladies and gentlemen. The Cold War ends. How about February 6th, 1926? The first donut machine is introduced. Make your own jokes there if you have friends that are cops.
Donuts.
February 7th, 1984, the very first spacewalk ever happened. Boy Scouts of America founded in 1920. The Beatles make their first appearance in 1964. The Vatican City becomes an independent state. And this one is kind of dear. The very last Peanuts comic strip ever published was in February 13th, 2000. So there's some of the pieces of history that we like to share with everybody because this whole podcast is really about history, past, present, and future. Mr. Farrell.
Hi.
Thank you very much for being on the show. I am honored. Oh, the River Pirate's watching. Should be a fun week. Absolutely. The River Pirate. Hi, Mr. Jason. We got to do another episode on rum. I've got a couple of good ones here. Mr. Farrell, we're honored to have had you here. I personally am honored to have you here and share my airtime with you. It is very, very, very important to have you here and to promote everything we do for the order. Mr. Roger, Proper Roger, I thank you for tuning in. I hope that you'll spread the word and tune in more often. We would love to have everybody understand that this podcast is an absolutely great tool to help everybody that we're doing things with. So I give you the final word, Mr. Flintlock.
Well, thank you for having me here. Would love for another invite next time, and we look forward to having everybody who's attending. We can't wait to see you all. We'll have a bunch of swag there as well. If you want some Leviathan swag, we'll have all that there as well. And I can't wait till the next time you have me on your podcast. Are you going to have anything live on the Sunday evening to where we can actually all jump in and say anything, or is that still happening?
We are, since we do everything now on Monday nights, we haven't decided what we're going to do yet. What we might do is set up a camera and it's up to Mr. Longwood because he's my tech man, but we might set up a camera and do a quick video of everybody saying thank you and had a good time and everything else, and then make it appear on our Monday night show.
Aye, okay.
So we might do that. So great podcast tonight. Ransom Mayhem says great podcast. Okay, that's good too. Onward to the OL.
We all love cats. We all love
cats. Grand weekend. We thank everybody. And as always, we close. Thank you, guys. Sketchy guy, it's time for us to talk. I've got some project for us. It's time for us to close with exactly what we close with every time. Go ahead, Mr. Longwood.
Part of the podcast.
Part of the crew.
Always to each and every one of you, my pirates, my friends, my brothers and sisters, we say cheers and a cheer to each one of you. We close tonight's show. Thank you very much.